Well, it's a year, Power 159.
We're going to call the meeting back to order. Next item of business is discuss an act on distributing refund from the appraisal district as follows. And this is just some numbers I come up with. $4,000 to the historical commission line. The reason for that is the museum had to do a lot of work on it with all this torrential rains and stuff that water actually weeped into the building. Mr. Jesse working on the curbing around that back side, especially where that water encroaches on the building. $10,000 on the airport parks line. I was looking at doing some improvements to the county park out there with that. $4,000 in the environmental enforcement line. I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, Sheila, I think it's in the red now, isn't it? Environmental enforcement, or the, if not, it's close. And I know that our environmental enforcement officer, all that Carl's been doing, about got that used up.
You get a report on that too? What he's doing? What he's been doing? Does he turn in a report?
Yes, he does.
I'd like to have one of them. I ain't never seen it.
Okay.
Environmental enforcement isn't about $1,200 in red, actually.
Yeah.
What would that be expended on? I mean, the salary or what is it?
Well, no, it's not salary, it's processing papers, because, you know, when he goes after someone on environmental enforcement, they have to send all these registered letters and things of that sort.
If I'm not mistaken, there's some animal issues that go through that too. Maybe that's, I can't remember.
Now, I know, like, just for example, that's May Coburn place, you know, we had some dumpster fees on that, things of that sort. Is where a lot of that money goes to.
I knew there would probably be fees there on that, cleanup and all that, but I didn't know if we had any other properties like that we've gotten that procedure on.
There's some that
paperwork
could
there.
Potentially go down that road. They haven't gotten there yet.
Just paperwork right now.
Right.
I'd like to see us just put this in a reserve fund and look at it at budget time to see what we're gonna do, put the whole thing in there. Instead of distributing it out. If we're right here at budget time, when are we gonna start budget here?
Next month, probably.
Yeah.
Sir?
Next month.
Next month.
Not starting late.
Well, we, at one time, we was behind on the appraisal district. We was running a quarter behind, and we up to snuff with them.
Yes, right, just
It's not like we're gonna get a check for this.
Correct. This
They're
is
giving
just
us a discount, they're giving us,
They're just gonna invoice us less on the fourth quarter invoice.
right.
Actually, we don't have this money. We're not gonna give it, it's gonna be less from
That
that.
budget line item would just end up with remaining funds in it, which
Correct.
is good.
you have to transfer out that line item.
Right.
Somewhere
I
else.
think, I'm in agreement with Mr. Smith, I think it's a budget, it's more of a budget.
We have an urgent need for it, though, I think it's talking about the historical things.
Yeah, if nothing else, the historical commission line to cover the expenses incurred on getting the museum back in order. We actually had to have, like I said, that water weeped in the building. We had to get a cleaning service to come and pull carpet back and dry it all out and dry walls out, things of that sort. Otherwise, we were going to be looking at some major damage. So,
Are we on courthouse maintenance, are we overdone in it?
Well, he's talking about the historical commission line item, it has $1,400 in it. Courthouse maintenance,
it's running pretty close.
We own
courthouse
that,
maintenance only has $800 left in it.
we own that historical building.
Correct.
Both buildings.
So what are you saying, Judge, you need the 4,000 to go to the historical, leave the rest of it?
Yes, we can
For
take
budget?
it, yeah. We'll leave that, put the 4,000 historical commission and all the other, we can address that budget time.
Make that a formal motion.
Did you say, Chief, did you say it had to be done as a budget amendment?
Yes, if you
Yeah.
don't just make that part of the motion that it's a budget amendment, just the 4,000.
I second.
All right, I have a motion by Commissioner Smith, seconded by Commissioner Worsham. set up a budget amendment, or set aside $4,000 in the historical commission line. Any discussion? Not all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Those opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. All right, next item of business is conduct a public hearing pursuant to sections 251.151 and 251.154 of the Texas Transportation Code to determine a maximum reasonable and prudent speed for a vehicle traveling on the following roads in Trinity County, to wit, Lacey Ford Road, and to declare a speed limit of 25 miles per hour thereon. At this time, we'll open up the public hearing. Anybody wishing to address the court?
Ms. Allen, you want to speak to?
I don't really want to.
Yeah, come on up here. Tell them what you told me. Just come on up here and tell them what you told me. You can do that.
I'm the one home most of the time.
Come up here where they,
I feel like
We'll
I'm,
put you front and center.
oh, no.
we discussed that, me and her discussed this back in January, February, we just now getting it
We'll
done.
turn red as a fox's tail probably, but oh well.
Oh, you'll do, you're fine.
You're good.
Since I quit work some years ago, I've been noticing it. I've been living in this residence about 17 years now. Back then I could count on one hand the number of active households on that end of our county road. Now it takes 2+ hands. Some of them, if they don't have small children, they're going to be having small children. It's a safety issue. I mean, I live on top of the hill and we get dirt rolling up the hill due to this excessive speed.
A good commissioner would pave that road for you.
I kind of like the holes in the road. As I told my child, they don't slow them down entirely, but it does slow them down some. And it's mainly not the residents that are driving extremely fast down this road. It's delivery people such as FedEx, the postal person. It's really too fast. And then my elderly grandmother, she's trying to get back to where she can stay at her home, and she's right there on the county road. And her elderly cousin was living across the county road from her. I don't feel it's safe for anybody to take a walk for exercise up and down that county road, much less, kids riding bicycles. I just don't feel like it's safe. And back, my husband works off. And he was in one time, and he, a laid-back person, got aggravated enough that he got on the CB and hollered at these log truck drivers because it was entirely too fast. And I'm always calling in, and he told me, he said, they're going to start thinking you're just crying wolf. I said, well, I don't know if I'm the only one calling these in or not, but somebody has to, because it's not safe. And I was telling Mr. Worsham that, in the fall of the year, I don't know what you call it, horses are my passion. I don't feel safe riding my horses down the county road during the fall, and that's the only place I can ride if I don't ride my place. I should be able to do that. It's a public road, everybody has the right to, but they need to slow down. And there's been a few times I'm trying to leave the driveway. I look both ways, nothing's coming, and then all of a sudden I'm pulling out of the road and they're there.
Thank you.
Anybody else wishing to speak on this subject here? If not, this time we'll close the public hearing. Move into the next item of business, which is discuss an act on determining a maximum reasonable and prudent speed for a vehicle traveling on the following roads in Trinity County, to wit, Lacey Ford Road, and declaring a speed limit of 25 miles per hour thereon.
Told the judge last week, and I'm checking the maps I have. I don't know which is which. The 9-1 map and I have, county road map that I have, do not agree on the name of the road. One of them says Lacey Road, period. And the other one says Lacey Ford Road. So I did the ordinance up, so it says Lacey Road and Lacey Ford Road up.
What's on the approved county road?
I don't remember which.
That's it, 4.
I Part of
Don't
it,
you know this is?
part of our precinct
And
means
the
it's
guy
kind of
running
green.
from the ordinance says it's running from the end of the Farmer Market Road all the way to 2265. So it covers the entire length.
It covers my part of it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Is that what you want, Terry?
that's what we need to do.
So move.
Thank you.
Have a motion by Commissioner Smith, second by Commissioner Brown. Any discussion, or any more discussion? Not all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes.
We'll get the sign in order.
Mr. Bell, while they're signing off on that, some of the pros and cons of establishing a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit for every county road in the county?
I can answer that. I'm gonna ask you. He said, do you have the money in your budget to post all of it? Because once you do this, you have to post it. Right or wrong?
You gotta vote this
It's not
man.
official when you put the signs up.
You can't do a blanket. You gotta do them individually.
You don't have to do them individually. You can say all county roads, speed limit is 25 miles an hour. It's not enforceable until you put the signs up.
Them signs.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Put a sign at every entrance into Trinity County, says every county road in this county is 25 miles per hour.
It's supposed to be.
Well, that would help it, but if some country bumpkins said, well, I've never left the county, so I've never saw those.
Sound like a good idea to me, Judge.
It sounded like it to me till I went to ask you, he told me you got the money in your budget to buy all them signs.
What I was thinking, it would help out with law enforcement. If they're out working, they won't have to know what a particular speed limit is on a particular road. It's just, you know, if I'm on the county road working, I know the speed limit is 25 miles an hour.
Except, you gotta have it posted.
Right.
People even read them.
Don't shoot them up.
And remember, you gotta post it, not on the beginning and the end of the road, but every time it's next to the road, you gotta post it again when you turn onto the road, so.
You know, some road signs that you put up, a lot of them are named after people, and I guess that's, some of the families are what's stealing the signs, I don't know. But Country Store Road is one in my precinct. You can put it up in a week's time, it's gone. I've been to several houses and I ain't found it.
I got one to trump that, Big Hog. How many motorcycle places you think's got a county road?
Biker bars, got
Biker
Big
bar,
Hog
got
road.
Big Hog.
Goober, yeah. They steal that. Yeah.
All right, moving along. Our next item of business is conduct a public hearing pursuant to section 542.007B of the Texas Transportation Code to determine reasonable or safe speed limits on the following road within Trinity County, to wit, Willis Road, and declare a speed limit of 25 miles per hour thereon. If I may ask Mr. Bell, why on that one, we got 251, 151, 251.154, and then 542.007 on this one?
I'm going to, that's probably a character, an error, should be 251, 2.54, 151, 154.
Okay.
542, 542 has to do with subdivision road.
Can we still move forward, just noting those changes on the agenda? Or
Yeah, can you, it's up to you.
the order is written correctly?
Yeah, always correct.
Okay. All right, this time we'll open up the public hearing on this issue of Willis Road. Anybody wishing to address the court? Doesn't look like it. Mr. Bell, Mr. Olive, you?
No, I
Okay.
said obviously.
Okay.
It's like bumps in the road, when the road's smoothing out, you get planes of speed, holding.
Okay. Gotcha.
Speed potholes in the road slows it down.
Speed bumps in it right now.
All right, well, this time we'll close the public hearing and move forward with the action item, which is discuss an act on determining reasonable and safe speed limits on the following road within Trinity County, to wit, Willis Road, and declare a speed limit of 25 miles per hour thereon.
Okay, now, point on this one. Willis Road exit off Farmer Market Road.
357 and it goes to, 233.
Okay, that was my guess. Again, look January, if you didn't, but I just guessed it started at 357 and went to 233. So that's what makes us.
Check Watson runs into it.
Well, the one runs into it. And the wheels, the road wheels.
Payne Road.
Yeah, maybe.
I need to make a motion. Yes, sir. I'll make a motion.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Brown, seconded by Commissioner Smith. Move forward with this 25-mile-an-hour speed limit on Willis Road. Any discussion? Not all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Our next item of business is receive updates on the following projects and discuss and act where applicable. County Energy Transportation Reinvestment Zone, Grant Road Improvement Project, and Hurricane Ike 2.2 grant funding and project status.
With weather improvements, all the commissioners tell me they're back at finishing up the CTERS projects, beginning to get the Hurricane Ike 2.2 grant funding projects done. What's the number?
He nearly fell out of his chair.
Somebody tricking the chair.
Are we done? Can I continue?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Just wondered.
Yeah, I'm okay.
While we're talking about roads, we're hoping to get some help from maybe our friends at the Trinity Standard. Some of the roads we've laid down in the past couple of months are holding up pretty good despite the weather. But when ATVs, four-wheelers get on them, they're tearing them up. And we need to get the word out that it is illegal to run those ATVs or four-wheelers on county-maintained roads, except for crossing the road, and you gotta make a complete stop and all that. It's Transportation Code, Section 663. We just need to get the word out that it is illegal to do that, and we will ask our constables and deputy sheriffs to start paying attention to those areas if they haven't in the past, and helping us eliminate or at least reduce the amount of damage done by ATVs. I've seen it myself. I've counseled with those operators of those vehicles, and not being a law enforcement or peace officer, I can't do much more than that, but it's a difficult problem in all of the precincts, I believe, so we want to make sure we get that word out. The only other thing I have regarding that is that, as required by CTERS and as required by other statutes, in June, we're supposed to do the annual road report. I've got your last year's report for you, and if you would, in the next couple of weeks, go through it and update it. On the meeting of the 28th, I believe, of June, we should adopt these road reports and refer them to the county attorney for the grand jury. Remember, this is last year's report, so any changes you want to make, just write them in there, and I'll be
Right on this report?
yeah, right, and I'll be talking with you in a week or two in order to get those back in the computer and reprinted.
The next meeting is the 22nd.
22nd, okay, sorry.
which is
2 weeks from now.
The 2 weeks.
Normally, there shouldn't be a whole lot of change.
Should not be, no, except, you know, the weather we've experienced, probably roads in worse condition than they were last year at this time.
We note the ones that we've done this grant projects on.
Make any notes you want on the report, and I'll get it from you and get it back in the computer, and we'll be ready for the 22nd meeting. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Pardon?
And the grand jury will be.
Where is Russell Bird hauling right now? Is he hauling for you? He's finishing
We
you up?
should be through this week.
You do know it's supposed to start raining.
We're about 3/4 through with Hurricane Ike, and it should be finishing my last six hours today. If the people down on Barry's Land, I'm gonna turn the truck on. So they like 5 or 6 loads, get through with that. And we should get through this week, and he'll be ready for you.
I'm gonna try to finish the sea turds, first, and then I'm going to start on my ike.
Remember, we need before and after pictures, so if you don't want to take them, or want me to help you with that, let me know.
I've got all of them before, I just need to take some action.
Anybody have anything else on the sea turds and Ike?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Chambers, second by Commissioner Brown, that we adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Stand adjourned.